Future historians may well look upon the years 1978 to 80 as a revolutionary turning point in the world's social and economic history. In 1978, Deng Xiaoping took the first momentous steps towards the liberalization of a communist-ruled economy in a country that accounted for a fifth of the world's population. The path that Deng defined was to transform China in 2 decades from a closed backwater to an open center of capitalist dynamism with sustained growth rates unparalleled in human history. On the other side of the Pacific, and in quite different circumstances, a relatively obscure but now renowned figure named Paul Volcker took command at the U.S. Federal Reserve in July 1979, and within a few months dramatically changed monetary policy. The Fed thereafter took the lead in the fight against inflation, no matter what its consequences, particularly as concerned unemployment. Across the Atlantic, Margaret Thatcher had already been elected Prime Minister of Britain in May 1979, with a mandate to curb trade union power and put an end to the miserable inflationary stagnation that had enveloped the country for the preceding decade. Then in 1980, Ronald Reagan was elected President of the United States, and armed with geniality and personal charisma, set the US on course to revitalize its economy by supporting Volcker's moves at the Fed, and adding his own particular blend of policies to curb the power of labor, deregulate industry, agriculture and resource extraction, and liberate the powers of finance both internally and on the world stage. From these several epicenters, revolutionary impulses seemingly spread and reverberated to remake the world around us in a totally different image. Transformations of this scope and depth do not occur by accident, so it is pertinent to inquire by what means and paths the new economic configuration, often subsumed under the term globalization, was plucked from the entrails of the old. Volcker, Reagan, Thatcher and Deng Xiaoping all took minority arguments that had long been in circulation and made them majoritarian, though in no case without a protracted struggle. Reagan brought to life the minority tradition that stretched back within the Republican Party to Barry Goldwater in the early 1960s. Deng saw the rising tide of wealth and influence in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore and South Korea, and sought to mobilize market socialism instead of central planning to protect and advance the interests of the Chinese state. Volcker and Thatcher both plucked from the shadows of relative obscurity a particular doctrine that went under the name of neoliberalism, and transformed it into the central guiding principle of economic thought and management. And it is with this doctrine, its origins, rise, and implications, that I am here primarily concerned.